wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
Okay, so I got a very interesting email and I wanted to read it because even though there is selection bias on my channel, obviously there's selection bias in everything. This email is very sincere. I trust the source. He has no reason to lie. I believe he has intellectual honest integrity. And as a report from the field, in the world of analysis, you'd like to have polling data, empirical data you can compile, download, look, measure. Aha, that is the unemployment rate or the interest rate. But we don't have that here. But that doesn't mean there aren't important economic decisions to make. So I did do a video yesterday speculating about whether these TikTok girls and the dating coaches and they're vile. That I have no problem proposing because they are vile women. It's just they're vile people. Where they're arrogant and they're demanding, and even if it is fake, well, that makes it even worse because you're not doing anything but driving a wedge between the sexes. But just despicable, pretty bad behavior. And I said, well, that can't be real. I wonder, there ain't no counter argument or anything like that. And again, where does the needle of truth lie in the barometer of what women really do think of guys? And what the hell was my thesis on that previous video? It was, that regardless of whether these women, these TikTok gals, accurately reflect what the average woman on the street thinks of men, there is such a lack of normal girls doing normal things, which again isn't clickbait material. There's such a lack of a counter argument to this that it is, for better or worse, it is informing men's opinion of what women's opinion of them are, and it's bad. And this has resulted in a PR nightmare for women, which I don't think they fully understand what's coming because you start to see it a little bit. Men aren't going to help you with your tires no more. You're getting attacked on the subway, which happens now. Men aren't helping you no more. It's a very quiet retreat until it's not. And all of a sudden now we need a man. And the guys have been watching these videos say, these are despicable people. No. And so without an argument, where there's some gals out there, I went and researched a couple of them. Actually, there's some really, Aylin Paladin, holy policy wonk Batman. She does her homework and research. So and of course the honey badgers you guys have mentioned, I forgot to mention them in intellectual honesty. But there wasn't, these are unfortunately kind of like fringe gals. It still doesn't say, I don't see anything in the mainstream. So when I got there, I got a lot of people's opinions, a lot of people's comments. There was one that said, yes, this is all fanfare. You got to get off the internet, which again, I'm not necessarily even disagreeing with. But let me go to this, our agent in the field here. Agent in the field here, a repeat customer, recap, ex-military officer. I'm not going to mention his name. He's not too old. I'm happy to pay full price. No, I'm going to read. Oh, by the way, don't send me shit. Okay. You could send me shit, sir. I rarely do stuff for free. So don't send me articles. Don't say, oh, hey, Cappy, look at that. No, I don't care. I don't care. Homeowner, 6-figure earner, earned it all, did not come from wealth, short, all that good stuff. I'm writing to request the following agent in the field PSA be read in reply to your recent video, the PR nightmare facing American women. I dare say you are far too optimistic. No one would have ever said that, huh? Look at that. Cappy's optimistic once. Of course, you humbly acknowledge the possibility that you could be wrong regularly whenever the data is, or at least appears to be, inconclusive. I genuinely wish I had better news for you, but these seemingly rage bait videos fall largely in line with the experience that I and the significant majority of younger friends face. That's a great way to put it. I thought it was rage bait. I think girls cannot be that arrogant. They can't be that mean. I even lived it. I know. And like, weren't you talking about your dating? It was like pretty nightmares. I'm like, yeah, but maybe it's just through the new lens of online media. And I had to sit there and say, yeah, you're right. It does correlate more, maybe not turned up to 15 like it is on the TikTok and the social media. But okay, it's rage bait, but is it untrue? Like a guy who's like a loud, fiery, and brimstone pastor. Okay, he's very animated, but he's still preaching the gospel. Ba, 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 ba. Seemingly rage bait videos fall largely in line with the experience that I and a significant majority of younger friends face. As a consequence of returning to college as a non-traditional student and through my participation in a number of hobbies. Okay, so you're older eyes and you're in the thick of it. You're at the age group that these gals seem to be targeting. My friends happen to cover a wide age range. Regularly, we face demands from women regarding the quality of restaurants, of hotels, critique of vehicle choices and living situations. So there's some videos out there where they switch the roles. Very cleverly done, by the way. And God bless the female actresses who are participating in them. But the girls are the guys, and the guys are the girls. And the guys like, "Oh, what is this? Cheesecake Factory?" Like, "Oh my goodness!" And there was one where they go mini golfing or putt golfing, and the guy's like, "Oh, gross! This water, this water's nasty." Like, "Oh, really? What do you?" And it's so. I think there is some awareness on the part because they're not ideological. I think it has gotten so extreme that people are starting to make fun of it now, both men and women. And the gals were good looking, and God bless them for participating in the in the activity. But that lends credence to your argument that this is real. This is actually it's closer to the boots on the ground than me saying, "Nah, this has got to be theater." Because when you wrote this or when I read it, I was like, "Oh yeah, there are." When the comedians start making fun of you, there's an element of truth to it. And I couldn't imagine, like, back in the day, we're going to this restaurant. I don't think in defense of Gen X girls, not one girl said that. Now I'm like, "Oh, we're going here? Oh. Oh, wait, I take it back. Never mind. Too late. There was one gal. She didn't want to go to Devani's. That was the billionaire Asian princess, though. I think that is a outlier. We regularly face demands from women regarding the quality of restaurants, of hotels, critique of vehicle choices. I remember. Darn it, you're right, gal. Darn it, it is going your direction. I forget all the shit. I remember I went out with this gal. A friend of mine set me up with this gal. I picked her up in a Volkswagen, used Volkswagen. She's like, "Okay, Aaron, you did really great." And I wish I would have had my cynicism that I do today. But man, I know you're all about this frugality thing, but you need to get a better car. Fuck off. Fuck off. That was the other, I owned a house by that time. Rental property. Oh, there's nothing wrong with a Volkswagen. Kind of one of the nicer cars I've owned over my life. It's like, "Oh, you need to get a better car." I'm so glad that one didn't work out. I'm so glad I fucking dodged that bullet. Yeah, so you're right now. They're all coming back. All these PTSD flashbacks. Hotels, vehicle choices, and living situations. And the experiences of most of my friends from my own age down to college ages are exactly the same. When any one of us find a girl that is even chill as just friends, it is practically a cause for celebration. And recently, it seems we spend more time talking about that than any potential romance. And even finding a good female friend is hardly an annual occurrence for any one of us. One of my more optimistic friends, exceptionally tall, slim, and properly successful for being in his early 20s, even said to me, "I don't even know why you still talk to women." Look at that. He sounds like a reasonably accomplished man. He's not out of shape. And he's already sounding like a 40-year-old pissed off Gen Xer. Like, "I don't even know why you talk to women." Because he knows how bad the results have been. Although that friend group of mostly early to mid 20 something guys rarely talks about women at all. Wow, they're not even talking about girls. Shit. Even the ones that are fit and or make good money would rather spend time playing video games because their experiences have been overwhelmingly poor, except for the one Chad, and also the anomaly who has had the same girlfriend since they attended high school together. The Chad of the group is even quick to acknowledge the unfairness of the situation, being fully aware from the collective experiences that the rules are reversed for him, so to speak. What I'm very impressed with, and dude, this gives me so much hope. The young boys are aware. They're not confused. They're not just getting out of the trenches in World War I and charging because the lieutenant blew the whistle and they're getting mowed down by German machine gun fire. They actually understand what's going on. That's like when the bridge blows up in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and the captain's on his dying bed and he smiles because he knew the bridge was blown up. That's good. That's good the bridge was blown up. Very few people are going to get that reference. Now I want to watch spaghetti westerns. It makes me happy to know the young boys are not that confused anymore. That is progress, man. That is great progress. I mean, it's sad because, and it's not just you reporting from the field. This is you reporting what your men have heard on the field. And it's all pointing one way. Reverse from Sovi. At my work, women ranging from mid-20s all the way up to my mother's age regularly discuss their expectation of men's in terms of height and wealth first and foremost, and all with similarly delusional expectations. I even went so far to attend an extremely traditional church for a while, just trying to find a community that believed in accountability. Oh, foolish man. But of course, only the men were traditional and women were no different from what I have found anywhere else. Having attended and volunteered with several churches throughout my life, this wasn't exceptionally surprising. From the communities of more athletic hobbies to the adrenaline fueled to the intellectual to the nerdy, it is hardly any different, save perhaps that the nerdier communities seem to prioritize the politics over physical traits in my experience. It is practically like living in a sitcom, how the red pill has come to me. I don't even watch the shows like Whatever or Fresh and Fit because I get enough of that sort of thing in my actual life. Now, yeah, okay. So I prefer you, sir, not everyone, you, sir. I would appreciate if you could send me a follow-up email. And if I get an email, they go into the spam, and then, by the way, it gets marked as junk, and then your email goes to a database, and you might actually have your emails not sent to other places that really matter. There's kind of like a naughty list, I guess. Like if your email gets thrown enough into spam, they're like, oh, hey, this is spam email, and then it's marked as such. Can you tell me? I think we kind of agree what the position is. Can you tell me if the Whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit, and these TikTok girls, if they're at volume 12, right? 2 over full volume. They're being very loud. What is the volume of the women that you see either in your circle of friends, your social circles, church, or work? At what volume is that? Because maybe it's all pointing in the right direction. Maybe it's just the volume and the theatrics and the clickbait. Where if you just read something like a political statement, but you read it in a Jefferson, Lincoln Douglas type of debate where and it's more theater. It's the same thing being said, it's just louder. Is that maybe what I'm getting? I'd be curious if what we see on the internet is a 12, what is it in your regular life? Because I think they're all kind of saying the same thing. Please keep the following confidential. Yeah. All right. And then you have the others. So anyway, I do appreciate this. I in the sake of intellectual honesty, it's not that I don't believe you. I believe that this is what you've witnessed. This is what your friends have witnessed. This is what you see with your own eyes. I still their behavior is so palpable or unpalpable. It palpable. Hang on, let me make sure. I want to use the right words. Palpable, capable of being touched or felt. No. Unpalpable, impalpable. Intangible, insubstantial. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. I really want to choose the right words. Their behavior is so disgusting that there's still this piece of my mind. It cannot be, not all of it can be authentic. So maybe we're just going to varying degrees or decibel level. I still, and you guys could call me naive. I'm giving you girls a shot, man. I'm giving it wide open. You girls say, no, they're not. I'm wait. I still, even in the comments, there was in other words, according to the laws of physics, it still doesn't make sense. I'm like, no, we're still missing something. This is like when I did basically forensic accounting, trying to figure out how some loan applicant, douchebag, boomer, business bro was trying to lie in his tax return. You always try to find there's something that doesn't add up. I'm still getting 1 + 1 = 3. But that being said, I do 100% believe your experience. I do. And I appreciate you sending the information because, like, okay, I got to move the needle a little bit more this way. Again, we'll never figure out, but I want to get it close enough so that you boys, when you watch this, you're just kind of like, oh my God, fuck it. Because if it's really like that, things then, for my own personal analysis, things are way worse than I thought, which then directly has an effect on how quickly I believe the economy is going to slow down and ultimately crash. Because if this detestable behavior is what people actually think, oh, good Lord, it's a war. I mean, it's already a metaphorical war, but oh man, and you need to know. And guys are not going to get off their ass for that shit, which means labor force participation rates are going to go down a lot quicker than what they already are. And so is marriage rates and birth rates and all that other stuff. In other words, I finally figured it out. I'm trying to figure out how fast this is coming at us. How fast are they going to drive men into unemployment, not working, apathy, indifference, inaction? What's the word? Another word there. Into ketosis, into just not doing anything, and therefore, how quickly is the economy going to crash? But as all, if you have something empirical, like data, research, and ladies, I'd love to hear from you at any point in time. But so far, it looks like it's going closer to the worst of my fears. That this is less theater and more God Almighty real life journalism, real life reporting. Go to the super chats here real quick. So, link below. Do I have anything linked below? Oh yeah, the standard ones. World Without Men. Analysis of an all-female economy. If you're wondering where this is going, maybe go pick up that book. Like, oh crap, I got to do what now? The book of numbers analyze the ROI in the pursuit of women, which is ultimately what we're talking about here. So you guys know how much effort you should put into chasing. Because if that's real, like, forget. And I know I'm always making for the existing minority of gals. You know, Troy Francis and the guy. You can find nice gals, but long term and how much time you want. Look, you go into a casino, like, what are the odds of me winning a game of blackjack? What are the odds of winning craps? What do you do some analysis? You do a cost benefit analysis before you go in. Except this isn't like you're losing $100 in Vegas over the course of an hour or two. This is things like lifelong choices, getting divorced, half your assets taken away. This bullshit. I forgot where. Oh, that's right. Book of Numbers, Analyze ROI in Pursuit of Women. Go read that so you know. What the hell was the other one I put down below? I can't remember. There's some link below. There you go. Easy Q8, $5. Thank goodness you got a different reader for Audible. Previous guy could go on and on about and etc. etc. That's Jack Napier. A lot of people don't like his voice, but he is the most reliable narrator you're going to find. He will get the books to you on time. AZ, $5. I was New Zealand for 2 weeks. Women there were actually pleasant. Okay, good. I want the real data. Nice to talk to at bars. And even if taken, had a brief conversation with you, then politely informed you of their dating status. Nice. I roll, therefore I am. 20 Canadian bucks. Old Gen Xer here. It's such a relief that young lads are clued in. I figured this out in my early teenage years, which was in the early 80s. You were a decade ahead of me, man. I spent decades thinking I was crazy. I now know that I wasn't, thanks to the red pill. I got one of my best friends. He was awakened a little bit later, and he's still kind of going through not a red pill rage, but a red pill depression. Like, why did they do? Why did they lie? Why I wasted so much time? I'm like, look, you figured it out. I'm trying to get him to the now move on and enjoy life kind of phase. But yeah, and he's older than me, maybe closer to you in age. Yeah, I think he is closer to you in age. But yeah, these kids nowadays, you boys have no clue how good you have it. Where there isn't guesswork. Like, what did I do? Okay, maybe the extents men would go to. Like, okay, I'll pick her up in this car. I'll polish my shoes. Okay, maybe she'll take like this plate. No, just no, man. It ain't you. Nonstop Dre, $2. It's better for men to assume it's true than fake. Well, and that's the very good. That's the practical take on this, Dre. Is whether it's coming in at a decibel level of 8 or 12, it's still the same message. Um, and I do know for a fact there are such few marriageable women. That doesn't mean bad women, just means they're not marriageable and not interested in dating. The numbers are so bad that regardless of whether this is theater these TikTok girls do or not, you cannot waste your time chasing girls as much as men used to do in the past. And I'm not saying, yeah, don't chase girls, don't ask out the girl, go ahead, do it. But I think another thing is it gets rid of the unknown, which leads to regret because you're like, well, I never try, which is again why I say you should try. But if you think, well, what was wrong? What if it was me? What if I tried this differently? What if I tried that differently? What I think we're getting to here is if you tried everything you were supposed to do, the logical ones, and you ask girls out, not crazy, you didn't waste your life doing it, but you saw the cute girl at whatever the library and you asked her out, you have done everything there is to do. There is nothing left for you to do, and you should not worry about it. There's no reason for you to wonder anymore, and therefore no regret. You tried your best. There was in by the way, that doesn't end. You see a cute girl like the gray one. If he sees a cute girl, he'll ask her out because, oh man, I didn't take that shot. And you're almost not even asking by this time, you're not even asking the girl out because you're necessarily hoping to go out. You're doing it. So you're like, oh, I wonder where that one would have went. Now, well, it was going to go nowhere. A lot of the virgin tells like, why even bother? So so you did it. Plus it builds character to get rejected. It builds character to do things you're uncomfortable with. All I'm saying is don't waste your money and time. And above all else, once you do a certain amount of effort, realize using the data we're getting, whether it's girls having a conversation at the office at volume level 8 or girls acting despicably on TikTok on volume 12, it's like, nope, that was never, no, I did it. And now you can go to enjoy an enjoyable life. I don't think you can have regret. You're all going to have regrets. Everyone's going to have regrets, but this is something that you can lessen the amount of regret that you have. You're like, no, I did that. I tried, I put in my effort. I don't have to worry about that one ever again. And I think that's why I'm trying to get out here is to get a pulse, get a reading as to what women's interest in men is. I guess more so for younger guys because these gals are younger, although they're epiphany stage and younger compared to me. But it's good. That's why the email, our actual, agent in the field, actual military guy said because these young boys are picking up on it and they're realizing it's not them. And so it is correct where it's like we assume this is generally the direction so you don't waste your time and also you do not have regret. And then in asking girls out, just so you know, in asking girls out, I guess it makes it moot and irrelevant whether this is fake or not. Because you've asked, they said no. Some will say yes, and then you'll date them. You're like, God, I wish they said no. Maybe it leads to a happier. As long as you ask, then there is no regret. And then it's moot whether it's fake or not. It is merely, just like it's the volume on their dial, it's the volume of how much effort and investment you want to put into this. And it's good to see 20-something guys like, no, I'm going to play my video games. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to participate in society. I'm going to join the reserves. Something like that. Go to college. Get something going on. Nonstop trade, $2. You know it's bad when even Cappy can't accept it. There's still that. It's so unbelievable. It's so shocking. It's shock jock. That's what they're doing. They're doing shock jock shit. I can't believe in the veracity of it. You know, it's like that idiot that the boomers like, not Imus. Who's the other guy? You know, the Ron Howard? Ron Stern? Oh, Zany, I have topless girls in my studio. Whoa! You know, that I know is theater, but this seems like shock jock shit that I just, no. So we got 1 + 1 + 0.5 = 3. We've closed the gap. We're still off by half a number. Liberal shithole survivalist, $5. Cap. I'm in my early 30s and still in the field. Can confirm that it's not a joke. The girls on the shows might be drunk, but they're not making it up. Okay, so another bit of data point. Ladies, anytime you want to come in here and say this is bullshit, anytime you want to put in the comments, anytime you want to give me a story, no, I know the girls, we kindly get it. But right now, based on the information, again, selection bias, I'm aware. But it's looking, it's only going one way. Reen Schwartz, or $5. Funny watching Cappy replay Vietnam in real time. Replay Vietnam in real time, huh? AZX, $5 again. Enlisting military allowed me to have free rent, do global recon on where to live, and study cybersecurity for free. Thank you for your books and videos. No problem, man. I am happy you followed my advice. I got people likely twice your age. What do I do? I'm like, you should really do this, and you shouldn't need me to tell you this. And they don't do it. Oh my God, he followed the advice, and look, he's going to be a digital nomad who's making lots of money and has no debt. Might even get laid. Now, speaking of people, no debt, military, might even get laid. Nonstop trade, $2. I have a no Western woman policy romantically. Well, good for you. I can't blame you. How are the Middle Eastern gals? I mean, can you, because you're not Muslim, can you date over there? I mean, you doing okay socially? You don't have to do another super chat, Dre. We're just asking. Ken Zam, new guy with 20 generous dollars. Thank you very much. Currently in the Navy, getting out in September, and also simultaneously running me and my dad's solar panel business. Good for you, man. There's money to be made in there. I saw the guys come and install mine. I'm like, God darn it. I think the kids were like 20 years old, and they're making good money. I have so much on my plate that entertaining these strags in America. What's a strag? Strags in America isn't even worth my time. I'm happy you're investing that time because at the end, you guys will have something to show for it. The average 30-something back in my generation had nothing. Give it another 4 or 5 years, a lot of them ended up having divorces. And the amount of confusion, again, my buddy who's older than me, he's really tortured by it. Like, I'm like, I've been through it longer and got out of it long ago before him. But I'm like, yeah, okay, but now you need to move on and you need to excel. And he does. This guy's a millionaire. I'd set you ladies up, but ew, he's got a bald spot. Ken Zam again, $5, 24, and realize most girls in America aren't worth my time or effort. Some are nice, I'm sure, but the majority aren't. I've been chasing my purpose. Good for you. Well, I got to imagine in your travels with the Navy, you might have found places that are alternative that you'd like to go instead. Not that you'd form a family, but I won't lie. I will be curious to see how the girls act overseas. I mean, now some guy like, dude, check out all these girls. They're dressed in outfits at every different bar. I'm like, I'm not going to the red light district. I just want to see how people act, in regular Manila or regular Phuket. All right. Oh, there's a beach party. No, you don't understand. How do they act on the bus? That's what I want to know. How are they dressed? Is everyone quiet? And Hank Stamper, $2. I missed the entire stream. Just get set. No, we're going the other extreme. Like, don't you guys want an actual gal? Are things that bad? You just can't hop a flight and go? All right, that's it. Thanks for all the kind and generous super chats. Link below. Book of Numbers. World Without Men. God darn it. I got it. What the hell was the other thing? Oh, that's what it was. Oh, for those of you, you're on the fence or you don't like reading about buying A World Without Men. Link below. The PowerPoint is free. I have it linked below where you just get the PowerPoint presentation. It's 28 charts. The data alone is fascinating. So if you wanted that for free, just to kind of preview the book or kind of get the numbers and the data, the statistics are fascinating. So I also have that link there, but that's free. You could just download that and there you go. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.